At his first major news conference since April, Mr. Obama sought to ease fears about the collection of information on Americans' telephone calls and emails.
And to others around the world, I want to make clear, once again, that America is not interested in spying on ordinary people.
The president announced reviews and reforms that he said would make the spying programs more transparent, although he said he believed they are not being abused.
It's true, we have significant capabilities. What's also true is we show a restraint that many governments around the world don't even think to do, refuse to show. And that includes, by the way, some of America's most vocal critics.
Secrets about U.S. surveillance, especially telephone logs turned over to the government, were leaked by former National Security Agency contractor Edward Snowden, who has been granted temporary asylum in Russia. The president said that in his view, Snowden is not a patriot, but someone who should have expressed his concerns within the U.S. government.
There were other avenues available for somebody whose conscience was stirred and thought that they needed to question government actions.
The president said Russia's offer of asylum to Snowden was not the main factor in his decision to cancel a planned meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin scheduled for next month in Moscow. Mr. Obama said there's always been tension in the U.S.-Russian relationship, marked by cooperation and competition. But he said emerging differences in the past few months over Syria and human rights issues have caused him to pause and recalibrate the relationship.
And my hope is that over time, Mr. Putin and Russia recognize that rather than a zero-sum competition, in fact, if the two countries are working together, we can probably advance the betterment of both peoples.
The president defended his recent statements that the core of al-Qaeda has been decimated, even though the U.S. has temporarily closed a number of U.S. diplomatic facilities because of a terror threat. While he said the central leadership of al-Qaeda has been broken apart, he acknowledged that regional organizations, such as al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, can still pose dangers. Mr. Obama also called on the Republican-led House of Representatives to pass the immigration reform bill that has been approved in the Democratic-controlled Senate. He urged lawmakers to overcome what he called Washington politics and pass the bill, which he said would eventually add $1 trillion to the U.S. economy. Klein, VOA News, the White House.